That's right. Your ride is about to begin. Whoops, it's already started. So I hope you're buckled up. Hi,
Yep.
I'm Fred Staub. Along for the ride, as always, is none other than Les Jackson. Les, hello and
Good
welcome.
good morning. Good morning. We are stacked up with tons of information,
Yeah, we sure are. And we're going to
as
start
always.
with Lincoln going for five by 2026. Five electric crossovers to join their all electric lineup. They are going to become the premium electric brand of the Ford Motor Company, just like Cadillac is for
Yep.
GM.
Yep. Absolutely. Makes sense. And Hyundai might use microwave parts
Oh boy.
to make up for the chip shortage. I can just see getting into your Hyundai and you have to push, potato warm up. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they have that poke in sensor. You can poke it into your side to say turn on the seat heater. Yeah.
that's right.
And what will the markups ever stop? This is something we've been
They
talking
better.
about a lot on Cruise Control. If you go into a dealer, be prepared to pay well over MSRP. One Kia dealer doubled the price of the brand new EV6, which is supposed to be an affordable electric vehicle. We'll tell you about it.
Getting a bad attitude about this. Anyway, Subaru prices out the new WRX, which of course is a big sought after performance car. So I can only imagine the markups on that.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it. It's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. We'll talk about that. And we're also going to talk tech. Will an inflatable steering wheel lead to more safety? And it's not what you're thinking that it's going to blow up and like an airbag and protect you. It's a little bit of a different idea from Toyota. So we'll tell you about that tech.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be a long time before big changes in steering wheels become acceptable. But
You mean you're
we'll
talking
talk
about the
about this.
Tesla yoke, the yoke
Well,
joke?
the yoke and or no steering wheel or just people kind of think a steering wheel is important.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing. And then I'm going to
Yeah,
have a at the wheel review of a real great vehicle, the Genesis GV70. I'll tell you right up front. You know how I feel. Genesis is batting 1,000. I have not had a bad Genesis vehicle.
absolutely.
This is what they call their athletic
That's
crossover.
like me.
And
Yeah.
that's like you, yeah. Not active lifestyle, but athletic.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit smaller version, so we'll tell you about that when we come back on Cruise Control, your on air automotive magazine. Stay tuned.
Um, freezing up on the other computer. Lincolns.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We are taking you on a ride around the automotive industry. I'm Fred Staub. He is Les Jackson. And we're going to talk a little bit less about Lincoln. You know, Lincoln has kind of moved away, like many manufacturers, from sedans. Of course, they had the Continental. They even brought
Yep.
out the Continental with coach doors, or as some people called them, suicide doors, for a short while. I remember going to the event for it before the world closed down for COVID. And
They,
it was going to be a
yes.
custom thing, but now they don't even have the Continental, do they?
No, and that was really a great car. It was only around for what, 4 years.
Yeah, something like that.
But people want crossovers and SUVs, and Lincoln wants to be the dominant force there. So
Yeah, they
I think they're going to do it.
well, they have a lot now, but of course they're all gas powered. And the idea for Lincoln is to turn it into what Cadillac has become or is
Yep.
becoming for GM, the all electric premium kind of technology
Right.
brand for the manufacturer. And there's some talk. This article comes from Reuters that they will see something around the size of the Aviator by late 2024 or 2025. And there's some talk that this will be built on the platform that the Mustang Mach-E is built on, which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Well, that's a great platform. Makes perfect sense, and I picture it in my mind as a Mach E with a beautiful interior.
Yeah. Not that the Mach-E interior isn't beautiful
No, but
already,
like a
but
super luxurious,
high-end
uh,
high-end
yeah,
fixtures, as
going
they say.
going to the opera uh,
In your
interior.
crossover.
Yeah,
and going off road while you head over to the opera.
that's it's hard to drink champagne while you're off road. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah, I remember that. Do you remember the Lincoln commercial where the guy was cutting diamonds in the back,
yeah,
and
yeah, years ago,
yeah,
yeah,
and then he smiles and he had like a gap between his front teeth. I remember him smiling, and like perfect, you know. And if you are a fan of Saturday Night Live, we won't go into their take on that commercial, but they did have a take on that, and
I'm sure they did.
yeah, we just won't share that right now with our audience, but let's just say they weren't cutting diamonds. That's all. But yeah, we're going to see a lot from Lincoln, which I like because I don't want to see that brand go away. I want to see a lot of interesting vehicles come out. And in the last couple of years, they brought out some incredible interiors with their vehicles and really upped the game. You don't see a lot of Lincolns on the road. You know, I don't think they sell
No, you
well,
don't.
but you know they do have some great vehicles, and hopefully they will get even elevated even more. And I think that's what's going to happen. But if
I
the
agree.
if the chip shortage doesn't stop, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, vehicles will be $400,000 a year, and dealers will be marking up a $25,000 vehicle up to $400,000.
Well, that's right. Obviously, the chip shortage is going to go away. I think it'll be in very good shape by the end of this year.
Okay, I
Um,
I hope you're right.
I don't think you'll be able to buy a microwave oven, but uh,
Well, it's
you
funny
can
you should
buy a
mention that
car.
because there is a report this week that Hyundai has been searching around for ways to get around the chip shortage because, let's face it, they want to build vehicles, but these new vehicles are hungry for chips, especially electric vehicles. So they don't want to keep removing features from their vehicles, and we don't want them to either. But there's a report from a publication called The Elect, And they said that Hyundai is looking to use parts from microwaves, or originally designed for microwaves. They're not going to find a microwave sitting at the curb and say, "Wait a minute, I can get the chips out of that." But that they can repurpose these things, these IC controllers, and use them instead of automotive chips. I think it's a good idea. They should try it. Why not? Let's face it, your microwaves in most cases last for
I,
years, right?
I mean, I see a marketing idea here. You use you use a lot of parts from the microwave. So a feature in the Hyundai is you can put your cup of coffee in the glove compartment and push the reheat button. Hey, welcome back to Cruise Control. I'm Les. He's Fred.
Hello.
And yes, we started to talk about the chip shortage.
Yeah.
Like we haven't been talking about that for the last several months. And it's still going on. It is cleaning up a little bit slowly.
Is it? I mean,
Well,
it's hard to gauge. Is it cleaning up, or is it just become part of the process of building a
well,
car?
if you read the electronics industry information,
I see
they're
today or something.
they're catching up. Yeah.
Okay.
It's slow because as they're catching up, the usage of all this stuff is continually increasing with new products.
Ton of new products.
all of that.
Electric vehicles use more of these
Yep.
chips than gas power, right?
Yeah. So, and we talked about Hyundai might use microwave chips. And frankly, I think they should they should experiment. I think it'll work fine with used chips from various electronic components because they're theoretically, if a chip has lasted several years, it'll never fail.
Mm, interesting. Interesting stuff. Well,
Yeah.
I hope everyone's learned their lesson, though. We need to produce some of these in
I'll tell you,
various places.
some planning officials with the car companies, I suspect, are no longer
Supply
in
people.
their jobs.
Yeah, people that say, "Okay, what do you need chip-wise?" Well, let's talk about an ugly part of this chip shortage, other than ugly for car makers not being able to build vehicles or having to build them without certain systems. One California dealer added over 100% markup to a Kia EV6. Now, EV6 is related to the Hyundai Ioniq 5. These are
Right.
supposed to have a starting price before any of the federal incentives, federal local incentives of 43,650, a range of 310 miles. And so it puts it into a relatively affordable electric vehicle range. And of
Right.
course,
Down to the low to mid 30s.
yeah, when you factor in federal
Right.
tax breaks and things like that. Well, one California dealer, and this was on CarBuzz, by the way, added a massive markup. So, as pictured, the MSRP for this was $59,945. That
Mm.
is a top spec GT E all-wheel drive with all the extras. But he inflated it by $27,286, giving it a final price of $87,231. Now listen to these add-ons. This $27,286 includes a preparation fee of $999. What
That's what the document fee is in the state of Virginia, $900 roughly. The dealers have gotten away with this for a number of years.
So you must be really paying the guy that takes the plastic off the floor and gives it a wash a lot of money to be
Yeah. Well,
charging $1,000 for that, right?
it's a ripoff, is what it is.
It's a ripoff. And then there's something called phantom footprints, which is a
Uh,
security thing.
yeah.
There's a lot of crap that's sold at dealers, by the way. Like, have you
Yep.
noticed they're selling the flashing lights? Like, it's a little chip when you push the brake pedal, it
Right.
flashes your lights.
Right. I hate those. I
People pay
really,
for
that's
that by the
annoying.
month. By
Oh,
the
come on.
month. Isn't that
Oh,
crazy?
man.
A door edge guard. I don't know whether this is one one door
You mean
for
you mean that little thing you buy at AutoZone for $4?
yeah, you can get a roll of it for about
Yeah.
$4, I think. $439. For that, I want
Wow.
a guy to stand by my car in the parking lot and
Yeah.
tell people, no, stand back, move away, don't park there. Mud guards, $249. Uh,
Mud guards.
Now, they another $25,000 on the markup, which they'll throw in a level 1 charger according to the sticker. I believe that
Okay,
comes
well
with its standard, doesn't it?
that's a $1,500 or so.
Mm. Uh, so that is crazy. Now, Jim Farley over at Ford, the Ford CEO, demanded dealers stop doing this. On the Lightning, they said, or they're going to cut back on their allocations of vehicles. And this article in CarBuzz says basically, they hope this starts happening where people start reporting these to car companies and saying this is out of control. I've seen it too. Nitrogen tire fill, sketchy that it even does anything for your
Yeah.
tires. $500. I mean, this is just pure profit. It's not good.
Well, it's despicable is what it is. I just can't think of a more tactful word.
Yep.
And I hope every manufacturer does the same thing. Okay, you gouge your customers when these cars start rolling off in normal volumes. You're not going to get many.
Well, here's the thing, Les. Are is this just going to become the way of buying a new vehicle that no long you not that you'll even get the deal, but that MSRP is you're just going to pay over MSRP? I mean,
That's what dealers want. Dealers are actually they're at dealer meetings. They're trying to figure out ways to artificially limit the availability of vehicles so they can charge more than MSRP, which is uh, MSRP has not been something people pay for decades and decades. They
on
always,
anything.
yeah.
I mean,
So, uh, it can't work this way. I think what they're doing is that they're accelerating the inevitable um, change in the laws that allow you and me and everyone else to buy directly from the factory.
right, because you're Jim Farley and you come out with this great vehicle, the Lightning, and then they screw it up because they want to make a killing on each vehicle, right?
Yeah,
And they still make money on the vehicle. They're not they're just
they're
kind of holding the vehicle and retailing it, right? They're not building it,
right.
they're not designing it. They're just and the idea is they get money from service. And some of the dealers will say,
And
"Well, now I won't get money from service because electric vehicle, it's going to need less service," right?
you're always going to have service. They make most of their money from the financing.
Yeah. And I always say to people, if you're going to finance a car, don't do it through the dealer. Just go in.
No,
Nope,
don't.
I got a check. You tell me what it is. I'll come here with a check, and that's it. Because it just cloudies the whole deal. There's too many things going on, and you don't know what you're paying. And it's all about the payments. Well, sure. But
Yeah.
what does it actually cost me? That's the problem. So I hope it changes. But folks, hang on to your vehicles if you can. There's plenty of new stuff coming out. That's very exciting coming down the pike. And also, you just don't want to. That leaves a bad taste in your mouth to pay more
Well,
than.
yeah, you're gonna hate it. Quick story. Got a friend that has a Subaru that's got about 150,000 miles on it. Wants to buy a new one. It says, I can't spend all this money. They want $15,000
Sticker.
over, what I could get the deal for. And I said, so you need a new engine and transmission in your Subaru, and otherwise it's fine. He said, yeah. I said, spend the money and put in a new engine and transmission.
Yeah.
You won't spend $15,000,
No, I agree. I agree.
and you're not paying tax
I agree.
on a new car.
I agree.
Spend it.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with more cruise control after this, and we'll talk about Subaru pricing the WRX and inflatable steering wheels. Safety for your future.
Welcome back to Cruise Control. We're here. I'm Les. He's Fred.
Hello.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about before this hour's up, so we better get moving.
Yeah, let's jump right in. We are talking new cars. Might not be available, but let's talk about some
Mhm.
pricing on the brand new WRX. Of course, if you buy that, you want to immediately take it out and run it on some dirt. But the new 271 horsepower, 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine. There's a top level trim, GT level trim, and it is available with a new Subaru Performance transmission that offers faster up and down shifts. Of course, it comes with eyesight driver assist technology and advanced adaptive cruise control, and
Aha.
a new Starlink 11.6-inch multimedia plus system. They've kind of turned it like a tablet on the dashboard. We've seen this before on the Outback, and they're kind of, I believe, integrating that into the whole Subaru lineup. But we shall see about that. But let's talk pricing on this, and these, of course, are pricing, just standard MSRP pricing. Now it starts with the Wrx Premium that's priced from $31,605, and pretty nicely equipped. You can get an optional 11-speaker Harman Kardon system in there, plus a power moonroof for additional $1,875. I guess they feel people probably wouldn't take the moonroof by itself; that they have to always put it in with the
Yeah.
better sound system. More people would take a sound system, I think, than a moonroof. Don't you?
I would agree. Their prices for the WRX have over the years remained remarkably consistent.
Next up is the Wrx Limited with steering responsive LED headlights, low and high beam blind spot detection with a lane change assist and rear cross traffic alert, and front and rear seats covered in ultra suede trim, 10-way driver power seat with lumbar adjustment, and that 11-speaker Harman Kardon system with the power moonroof. You also get a voice-activated TomTom navigation system with free map updates for 3 years, which is interesting. A lot of people don't update their maps, but they should, I guess, unless you use Android Auto or Apple
Yeah.
CarPlay, and they get updated automatically. Now, if you want more, Les Jackson, because I know you always do, the
Well,
WRX
it's
GT, top of the line GT, adds near luxury refinement and performance for $41,895. Near luxury.
near luxury. Okay.
That's, you don't want to be completely.
Is there, as you know, it's important to me, is there anything bespoke in it?
I don't think so.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah. So really, it's a pretty straightforward
Yeah, it
buy
is.
of this vehicle. I don't know. A destination delivery, by the way, is $995 in Connecticut, Hawaii, Maine, Massachusetts, Maine, and New Hampshire. New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Vermont. In those states,
Hmm.
destination and delivery is $1,145 for retailers in Alaska.
Well, Alaska's harder to get to.
Yeah. So there you have it. I think this is going to be a marked up vehicle, don't you?
Well, it's got a real following, and enthusiasts buy these. I think they're going to get gouged
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah, I would say so. But it will be a fun vehicle to drive for sure. No talk of an STI version yet, but I'm sure that will be forthcoming, don't you think?
I think so.
Wouldn't you do that with your $41,000 car? Drive it on dirt immediately,
No,
really pound it.
I I'll drive the test car on dirt,
Mm. But
not driving mine.
yeah, fun vehicle. I'm actually excited to see what they've done with the Crosstrek, which of course the WRX Impreza that is based on the Impreza, and the Crosstrek is based
Mhm.
on the Impreza, and I'm hoping that they do that big screen in there. I think that would be really nice. Crosstrek, nice size vehicle, but a little bit missing a few creature features in there. So there you have the Subaru pricing. Let's talk a little tech, shall we? You like talking tech.
Absolutely. Well, especially this because it's I'm curious. I'm curious.
All right. Well, the idea comes from Toyota, and it is a steering wheel that inflates. Now, you might say, oh, well, we have those sort of. They're called airbags. Comes out of the center airbag cover. That's not what they're talking about here. Toyota is talking about a system that will give you a tactile feel. Let's say if you're about to turn into a lane where someone's there, or you're departing the lane, instead of vibrating your seat, instead of um, instead of flashing a light in the mirror, they will basically inflate a little bit of the steering wheel that will make you grip the wheel. It will get your attention by inflating the wheel. Now, the folks over at CarBuzz have found this new patent, and they discovered that and had been filed in the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And this is a way of alerting people to leaving the lane, or perhaps that there's someone in the lane that they're trying to go into. And it would basically inflate the rim diameter to make them aware. What do you think about that?
Well, I like it better than shaking the wheel. As you know, some of the systems, if it's drifting in the lane and you're not holding the wheel, it vibrates the wheel, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I've when I first experienced that, I thought, well, what's going wrong here? Am I getting
Something was
a
wrong. Yeah,
flat, or is there a problem with the suspension? Or like, wow, nobody balanced the wheels on this thing, right?
yeah.
Uh, and that was my first thought when I experienced that. But I don't know. I think this could have some sizzle here.
I
Uh,
think it's got possibilities.
yeah. I tell you what, if you check out our cruise control Facebook page, you go over to our Facebook page, we've got a picture of a 450 horsepower V8 that Yamaha is working on. And it is powered by hydrogen, Les. And it's very interesting, the intake on this thing. If you go over to our Facebook page, you can see it. It looks like a almost header on top of it, on top of the vehicle. But Yamaha is working. They work with Volvo. They've worked with Ford in the past, I believe. Didn't they build the engine for the
Yeah,
Taurus
the
SHO?
SHO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they are working with Toyota, and the idea is to have a engine that runs on hydrogen. And if I can find this quote from Takahashi Yamada, who is on the hydrogen engine development team, he said, he describes the hydrogen engines as fun with easy to use performance characteristics. I, I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you and I have talked about this as a way to keep classic cars on the road in the future, right?
It just makes a lot of sense. And the other nice thing about it is, of course, you'd have a hydrogen tank, which is safe, ASTM standards. It's not going to break if you get into a crash. But the nice thing is with your vintage car that you don't drive often, the fuel never degrades. It's just sitting in the tank under pressure. It's not like leaving gas in there for 6 months.
So you're not going to have to drain your tank. You're not going to have to go through
No.
your carburetor or whatever. Uh, Can it be used with carburetors and fuel injection, or what would you need to do?
Well, I am sure you'd be able to use it with fuel injection. Carburetors, um,
Liquefy it
you have
somehow.
to be able to mix it with air. The carburetor doesn't need to be a carburetor as such because you're not vaporizing it.
Okay.
I think it would be a rather simple manifold of some kind.
Yeah. Well, head on over to our Facebook page and throw us a like if you like. We've got that picture of that engine up there, and it is pretty wild looking. The intake, as I say, it looks like
It's
a
neat
header.
looking.
Yeah, it would look cool poked through a hood. I would think.
It
So
looks like a Formula One engine.
it does. It does. Hey, when we come back, I'll have an at the wheel review of the Genesis GV70. So stay tuned. And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on air automotive magazine. I'm Fred Staub. He is none other than Les Jackson. And I have an at the wheel review this segment on Genesis, the Genesis GV70. If you're not familiar with Genesis,
Uh,
it is the high end brand of Hyundai. And Les, you and I think they're pretty good. I mean, everything I've driven from Genesis has been pretty much outstanding.
Same here. I continually say that you're getting Mercedes and Audi quality for two-thirds of the price and a 10-year warranty.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And let's take a look at it because this vehicle is what they call their athletic midsize urban SUV. That's what they called it when they debuted it
Hmm.
back in about December of 2020.
Yep.
I found it to be really a racy looking exterior, and it's very interesting. Some of the elements I've kind of uncovered in it. The back of it sort of reminded me of a 928, the way a 928 Porsche, the way it comes together, sort
Very
of in.
similar.
And then the lights, of course, which kind of scale the go across all of the Genesis brand, definitely remind me of Pontiacs from the 60s, the slat lights, especially the tail
Yep.
lights in the back. On the outside, this thing was all about texture. There was texture everywhere. Of course, the grille, in the spokes of the wheels, on the side trim, even the dead pedal had texture in it. It's kind of got like a shooting brake look to it as well, very subtle kind of rise to the belt line. It's got those cool looking quarter windows in the back, and some of the biggest exhaust outlets I've ever seen. These look like
It's
5-inch naval guns.
it's actually there used to be a cartoon in the newspapers. They'll do it every time, and they had the car that was always in it was called the Belchfire 500 in it, and it had huge like
Exhaust
rocket
ports.
engine exhaust.
Interior in this was amazing. Alcantara on the seating surfaces,
Great
leather,
interiors.
just a clean, modern interior, leather with red stitching, a great kind of a carbon fiber pattern, red seat belts. One of the neat features is they include something you see in limousines, the ability to move the seat back and forth, the passenger seat. Everything, including gears, is controlled by the round controls on the console. Also, what was interesting, the assist for parking and overhead view, they did something called augmented reality where they had a simulated car on the screen mixed with the real camera. And you get to hear things like warm fireplace, rainy day, open air cafe. There is a kind of a soothing sound setting, sounds of nature. On the outside, great looks, once again, aggressive looks, long hood, short rear deck, a little bit of the Dodge Magnum in there too, a little bit somewhere along the way, although much swoopier. It's got the shield grille that you find on virtually all Genesises or Genesize. Or Genesis, I guess, whatever the plural of that.
Yeah, yes.
Under the hood, we had a V6 engine. You can get it with the 2.5 liter 4, but that V6 was a twin turbo, 375 horsepower, 395 pound-feet of torque. That's how you get in the rear deck. You press a button underneath the windshield wiper. Nicely finished in the back. Remote latches for the dropping the seats. And it does have a spare underneath there that is not it's a space saver spare, but frankly, that's pretty rare these days to get a spare of any kind in a vehicle. Just
That's true.
love the looks of it. About the only thing missing was fog lights. Maybe it had them. I could not find them. Maybe it was just a victim of style. The stylist thought they would ruin the look. But I just love the texture everywhere on this. Side moldings. As I said, even the dead pedal gets texture. Just a great riding, great driving vehicle. Ours had the Sport Advanced package, which takes the $52,600 suggested retail price up about $5,000. The Mauna Red, I guess it's Mauna red. Paint was a $500 option. And then we had the Sport Prestige package. 21-inch sport alloy wheels, electronic limited slip diff, Napa leather seating surfaces with suede inserts, and the carbon fiber trim, which was really pretty in the sunlight. Very pretty. 3-zone climate, heated second row seats, manual rear side sunshades, and a 12.3-inch digital cluster with head-up display. The interior was very clean, very modern, and all as goes for virtually all of the Korean vehicles, be it Kia, Hyundai, or Genesis. The controls were just great, easy to use. I like the knurled knob that you could use for the volume and tuning of the radio. Everything had a good feel. Once again, the augmented reality where a graphic of the car is superimposed over the parking lot in this case, and the camera. Everything's controlled by this console mounted center dial. You can rock it left, right, up, down. Real easy to use, did not need to open up any book or try to figure out what was going on. By the way, the 8-speed automatic transmission is the only transmission you can get. It is paddle shifted and did a great job of bringing this vehicle through the gears. Just impressive looking, well put together. Love the red color, love the interior. And let's look at the total price on it. I said the manufacturer retail price was $52,600. We got the red paint on this, which was an upgrade, so it's probably tinted clear coat to give it that nice hue. The Sport Advanced Package, Napa leather seating surfaces, layered edge backlit trim, leatherette upper instrument and door panels, suede headliner, which is really a nice upgrade. A Genesis digital key, did not use that, but that is, I'm sure, some way to turn your smartphone into a key. Of course, it had the Lexicon premium audio system with 16 speakers. So all in, with all of that, the trim and appearance and sound system package, $64,045. Mileage, not super great. 19 city, 21 city highway, 25 on the highway. But I tell you what, I kind of did not want to see this one go away. I enjoyed it. And interesting thing about those big exhaust ports on the back, in colder weather, and we had some weather in the teens, they just emit tons of smoke.
Yeah, lots of vapor. Yeah.
Lots of vapor, and even when you shut it off, the vapor still kept coming out. So I just love the shape of it, though. I would call it a shooting brake style look, and I think it's very sporty. I think it has the all-wheel drive capability. It's got great cargo capability. It's just a great design, high-end interior, nice job all the way around from Genesis. And as you said, they have something called the Genesis Experience, 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary maintenance, 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service valet. It has complimentary Genesis connected services, complimentary map care, meaning you can get your maps updated, and of course a great warranty, 5-year 60,000-mile new vehicle warranty, 10-year powertrain or 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty,
hard to go wrong,
7-year unlimited anti-perforation warranty. I mean, and they throw in a full tank of gas. so
well,
there you have
that's
it.
worth a lot of money these days.
That is not like, oh yeah, thanks, sure. That carbon fiber trim was beautiful, though. Really, really nice. So I turned on the warm fireplace and enjoyed the
there you are.
Genesis GV70. Good stuff. Sport Prestige 3.5-liter T. Hey, it's time for me to say I'm Fred Staub.
I'm Les Jackson.
We're going to see you down the road.
Bye.